Let's make a homemade turkey or chicken pot pie, whatever you like. Heat your pan over medium high heat. We're going to add in 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Allow your butter to melt down. Then we're going to add in 1 small diced onion and 1 to 2 stalks of celery that we also dice. Allow this to cook for about 3 minutes. Add in another 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Once your butter is melted, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Stir your mixture, allow it to cook for 1 to 2 minutes. This is our roux, our thickening agent for our pot pie. You do not want your roux to brown. You do want to cook it for a couple of minutes though, because that'll cook the raw taste out of the flour. So just continue to stir as it cooks. This is how your mixture will look. Now we're going to start to add in our liquid. First, we're going to start with 2 1/4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. You do want to stir in the entire time you're adding in your chicken broth. This will prevent lumps, just like making a gravy. You don't want lumps. You don't want lumps in your pot pie. So continue to stir. Then we're going to add in 1 1/4 cup of milk. So you also want to stir while you're adding this in. And it's looking like a pot pie sauce already. So after this stirs in and cooks for about a minute, we're going to add in 1 to 1.5 cups of frozen peas and carrots. And then I'm going to add in some turkey. I had turkey that I cut up. It's already cooked, of course. You can also use chicken breast. It's totally up to you. So stir this in. Then we're going to season it up a little bit. I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon each to start of salt, black pepper, celery seed, and dry sage. Now, what you want to do is taste it a little bit later on to see if you want to adjust anything, but it doesn't need a whole bunch of seasoning. You'll taste it and you'll see exactly what I mean. So allow this to come to a simmer and you'll see it starting to thicken already. Now, if you want to add in potatoes, that is optional. So I like to add potatoes to mine. So what I do, I peel and dice 1 medium to large potato. The dice will look like this. You're going to cook your potatoes separately in salted water for about 8 to 10 minutes till they're tender. And then once they're tender, I stir them into my pot pie sauce. So I pull the pot pie mixture off of the stove and then I add the potatoes. I like to do it this way. It keeps the sauce from getting too thick from the starch from the potatoes, but you still got that nice potato taste. So I allowed it to cool a little bit. Look at our mixture. It's nice and thick, but still loose enough, just like a pot pie should be. I have some 6-inch pie plates here, and I have store-bought pie crust. Can you make your pie crust? Absolutely. Are we today? Absolutely not. But of course, I know how to, and I can show you that in another video. So we're making it easy. So I let the crust sit out for about 30 minutes so it softened a little bit. I have this empanada maker that I'm using to cut. Now I'm going to cut 2 pieces out of the crust. I'm going to use the pieces that I cut for the top of the pot pie. Because the pie plate that I have is a deep one, you can see this will fit across the top, but it really is too small to fit in the bottom, and I don't want to stretch it out too much. So I just grab the scraps that are left over, push them together, fold them, and then I'm just going to roll them out. I'm not going to make a perfect circle. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I just want it to be big enough to go down into my pie plate and up the sides. All right. So just keep on rolling. You don't want it to be too thin. You still want to have a nice flaky crust. When you think it's big enough, you just put it in the pie plate and we'll show you. So a little bit more. I didn't put any flour down. If you need to, if it sticks too much, you can do that, but just a little bit. All right, so we're going to fit our crust into the bottom of our pan, and this is a 6-inch deep pie pan, and you can also get 3-inch. You can do 9-inch. It's totally up to you. So once it fits down in there, we're going to spoon a nice helping of our pot pie filling right into the bottom of our crust. Y'all look at this. I tasted it. Ooh, so good. 10 out of 10 before it's even baked. All right, so once it's filled, we're going to take one of our pieces that we cut. I do roll it just a little bit just to spread it out to make sure it's big enough. But like I said, I don't want it super thin. All right, so put that right on top. And then we're just going to push everything together, make sure it's nice and sealed. And I don't cut the excess off. I actually just fold everything over just like this. Just fold it. Keep turning your pie plate around. And you can see how I'm doing that right here. Just keep on turning, keep on folding, keep on folding, keep on folding. And there we go. Looks perfect to me. So you do want to cut a slit right in the top. That's just going to make sure any steam that needs to be let out, it lets out. This looks perfect. So I'm going to do the same thing with the rest. We made 5. If it was not deep dish, you can probably make about 6 or 7. Now I'm going to brush an egg wash on 3 and then leave the other 2 without, just so that you can see the difference once they bake. An egg wash is just an egg with a little bit of water. It just gives the crust a nice brown color. We're going to pop our pot pies into a 350-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. And you can see I have them on a baking sheet covered in parchment paper. And this is what they look like after 45 to 50. These are the egg wash. These are without. Both look amazing. Hopefully you give it a try, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.